liberty and justice for all. A lot of us have heard that in a lot of when we study our history and what America. I always find it a funny name for this nation state I live in. It's called the United States of America, because America is a continent, it's a hemisphere. Anyway, liberty and justice for all. I was thinking about that yesterday when I was walking home from work, and since one of my intentions right now in this fall season is liberation, I was thinking that I was kind of contemplating the values that have been taught to me by some of my conservative friends, that if you give people too much freedom, they won't work, and they'll just suck off the rest of society. And that's kind of an old idea. I think a 20th century America, United States of America, or Western world, is one where we embrace the liberation of the people, that there's plenty to go around, so people feel liberated from poverty, and that resources, that social capital, all those things that flow to you can come no matter who you are. No matter who you are. Like, I think what's part of one of the more challenging aspects of liberation and the forces that want to kind of keep us away from that is fitting in. There are certain ways that we fit in so that we're marketable, so that we're likable, so that people feel safe trusting us with running a business or running an organization or a team, or being a part of a team that makes money, that sort of thing. And I think that's what causes a lot of stress in people's lives, so I bet some people here driving on the street probably really loving what they're doing, but others probably aren't. They're just doing the game. And if we could really fully embrace what when the European people came here and this was a colony, and they didn't like the influence of Britain on how they ran this colony of occupied native land, then that's when there was a really high ideal of religious freedom, of personal freedoms, pursuit of happiness. Notice it's a pursuit, it's not an attainment of happiness, just a pursuit. Because see all those folks in the Hudson River Parkway, they're probably sitting in that traffic for the pursuit of happiness, to get what they need rather than attaining happiness. But I don't know. I'm not in those cars. I have no idea. So, yeah, liberation. That's the new way. Liberation, where we have a culture that we allow anyone to be who they are, allow anyone to live to their fullest potential. And that doesn't mean that they fit in and don't fit into corporate America's values, mass cultural values. They don't cut their hair, they don't wear a tie to work, but they fit in because they love themselves unconditionally. They love others. They have a lot more unconditional love for others, and compassion and empathy. Those are sort of the fitting in values that give liberation to everyone. Even though it's fitting in, it gives a lot of liberation. It takes a lot off your mind when you're not spending so much time feeling other than and being part of the solution. So anyway, yeah, liberation, because the people we think are the weirdest, they all have value. And that's what a lot of indigenous societies teach us, that a lot of people have value for who they are. And if we put a lot of pressure on people to conform, to be something that they're not, to fit in, then we're not living up to our fullest potential, both individually and collectively. So yes, it's all about liberation, not liberty in pursuit of happiness. That's kind of the old school. Great idea, but let's jump with the next quantum leap ahead. Liberation.